Hi everyone, I've just come to share a vintage style junk journal that I've made. I started this a few days ago, but with having a little bit of backache and work and other things, and the heat is just tremendously hot at the moment, it's actually taken me about three, 4 days to actually finish it, because you know me, start a journal, finish it the same day. Everything else gets left to one side until I've done what I want to do. Anyway, I've used packaging. I think it was a cereal box. I designed my own paper. I didn't have any of the, like the Tim Holtz tissue paper, and I looked it up online, and I really just thought, I'm not going to pay that amount of money for it, as much as I would love it. There's other things that I would like to buy. So I just used some tea-dyed paper, and I used various different stamps, and I'm not really sure if you can see it or not, but some of it was a mixed media stamp by Bull Bunny, and some was Kaiser Craft, which is the postal stamp. So anyway, I do hope you can see it, but it is there. Crinkled up the paper before I stuck it down. I used some vintage photo distress stain, which I've actually just run out of now, and I had it everywhere. I had to actually bleach my fingers to get it off my fingers, just a little tiny bit of bleach. I wouldn't normally do that, but my fingers were so bad that I had to get it off, because it was really irritating me, just looking at the dirty coloured fingers. So I done that. I used some thick black cardstock for my spine here, and I Mod Podged it several times to strengthen it up a little bit, and I've done exactly the same on the back. I've added a charm. Oh, and I did forget to mention straight away, I was inspired to do this by watching Michelle, the Paper Addiction, and I really can't remember which journal it was, but I will put a link to the journal that she made that I was inspired to make this one with. Her journal was absolutely gorgeous, and mine is actually, it's turned out nothing like it, but that's what inspired me to make this journal. I've added some charms here, and I've used like the antique coloured charms and chain, and I actually didn't have any of the little ring things, jump rings, that's what they're called, so I just used my gold pen and coloured them in gold. Excuse me. I'm not very good at showing you this. What have I got on here? I have a key. This was actually sent to me in one piece, so I've just added that on. Colours were just perfect. This was, I think this was given to me, and that was a one piece, so I just added that. This actually broke off of a charm that was sent to me, so I used that. I've got this little, whoops, fiddly, this little charm, and it says love, and it's got a little heart on the other side, and this was again something that has come away from something else, so I've obviously kept it because it's really pretty, and I've added it on there. I have I punched a hole here with my crocodile and put an eyelet in there, and I've actually got a paper clip on the other side holding this on, because I didn't have anything appropriate to put this on with. So enough about the cover, because I do actually mourn that people talk too much about the cover. Tea-dyed or coffee-dyed paper. I've made some pockets, a little bit of spare card that had been tea-dyed, so I made a little dinky tag. The image on here was a free printable from Ephemera's Vintage Garden. This is from Graphic 45, French Country. There's nothing on the back here. There's just lots of tea-dyed paper. Another pocket here. Graphic 45, and that's the little pieces from Graphic 45, so I just made some tags with them. This is some Dreams Etc. that I had spare in my scrap box that I didn't get around to using. Look at the staining on this, it's absolutely gorgeous. I used some scrap pieces of paper. There's the dog barking at nothing probably. Used one of my die cuts, and I can't remember which one. Cut out a lot of these, you know, the outer shape there. This was from Ephemera's Vintage Garden, and I will put a link to everything I've used. If I've got it from like Etsy or whatever, or it's a freebie, I'll put a link below so you can go over and have a look. This was from Graphic 45. Now it doesn't want to go in. You know, she hasn't barked for hours, and I know as soon as I do a video she would start barking. This is Marion Smith, and this is Graphic 45 again. More tea-dyed. These were the shapes I was talking about, just cut them out from some scraps that I had. Another piece from Dreams Etc. And this was Ephemera's Vintage Garden. I tea-dyed, sorry I didn't tea-dye, I coffee-dyed loads of index cards, so I'll pop them in there. This piece I die cut, that was a die cut, and that's from Ephemera's Vintage Garden. Upside down, Graphic 45. This was sent to me by Melanie Barnes in this little set here. So I used that and put that on one of the tags. Thank you. These were these little pieces here, and the one that I've stuck down there was from Ephemera's Vintage Garden. This is a Marion Smith, and this black piece here is Graphic 45. I can't believe I'm remembering all this. This was, oh actually, the floral ones that I've used was actually from a paper pad that was gifted to me by Marina Hopkinson, and it was My Mind's Eye, The Sweetest Thing. So I've used some of the paper here to cut them die cuts out with. This image in the middle is Ephemera's Vintage Garden. Marion Smith. Mandy Twitchin made me this. Thank you, Mandy. There's a few actually that Mandy had made me that I've popped in here. This would be one from Mandy too. I've just done some plain tags in here, well, plain coffee dyed tags. This little piece here is Ephemera's Vintage Garden. This is Graphic 45 from the Mind's Eye paper. Ephemera's Vintage Garden. I do love these birds, and actually the front cover is I'm not sure if you can see it, the lighting is a bit poor. Well, actually it's sunny, but it's glary. Hope you can see. Let me see. This little bird here, and the frame here is a Sizzix frame that I've got that I used. Sorry about that. So tags there. More coffee dyed. Look how that's lovely. I love that colour. I think it was starting to burn actually. I was doing other things at the time. This is from Ephemera's Vintage Garden. It's bookmarks, so I used a few of them in there. Just tuck them in these little side pockets. This is Ephemera's Vintage Garden. I've added some lace on here. More coffee dyed. That's coffee dyed. Pocket here, one of the bookmarks from Ephemera's Vintage Garden. Again, this is from Ephemera's Vintage Garden. Some washi tape, just got that through the other day, really like that, thought I would add it. Made a pocket from this lovely lace that I had purchased from Lynn Kent, who is the Beat Fay 1 here on YouTube. Lynn has some amazing deals on lace. If you want to go over and have a look, I will link her page below. I think the links are going to be endless on this video. Marion Smith, an Yvonne White tag. More coffee dyed paper. Another pocket here says Marion Smith, only one white tag, and some washi tape on here. 2 journaling cards are from Marion Smith, and I used some lace, and this lace here is from Len Kent, who's the Fairy One. My last signature is this one, pockets and washi tape, Marion Smith, and an Yvonne white tag. Okay, I'm finding that quite funny actually. Some more coffee dyed paper, and another pocket. I just put some washi tape down there. I haven't put anything on there. This pocket here, I've just put some lace on there. Some Marion Smith. The Marion Smiths, obviously I paid for them. I will try and remember and put which was freebie downloads and which ones I actually purchased. Yvonne white tag. Marion Smith here, just created some pockets with that, and that's it. And I love how this came out. I don't know why it done that, probably glue on it, but once I'd stuck down all the tea dyed paper onto the cardboard, I'd used the vintage photo, and these little spaces didn't actually take, but it just adds a little bit of character to it, because it is supposed to look old and grungy and vintage, and it's been around for a while like me. And again, it done it here. There is 5 signatures. I'm doing this all around the wrong way. 5 signatures, 10 pages. Is it 5 full-sized A4s I used, but I folded them in half, which gives you 10 pages in each signature, with the exception of a few little pockets in there, which obviously bumps that up to 6-7 pages. So there's lots, that's 10, 20, 40, so 80 sides plus. And look, I love that. And I know some of you junk journal junkies out there love the noise of the paper. So that's for you, the noise of the paper. I do love that crinkly noise, it's beautiful. So I'm going to shut up now. That's my journal. I hope you like it. If you've got any questions, just ask me, and please leave a comment. Bye.